still struggle as a man. What is going on, Kingdom? So today I'm back with another video. Today I am back and I want to talk about this topic right now, right here. Today I'm going to be speaking about the topic of, I guess, canceling, right? My outlook, my perspective of this. I'm just going to kind of get straight right into it because I want to say this, and you know, some people may look at it like me talking about this topic, it could seem a little bit controversial of a topic or a little bit deep or whatever, but one thing that I want to say is I work to not come from a place of controversial. I work to come from a place of understanding, and I work to come from a place of speaking my opinion, my perspective on things that might not be easy to, but I feel like can actually make some good happen, and my goal is to work to make good happen. So that's what I want to do in this video today. So I want to speak about this from my perspective, my understanding as I've seen what, you know, cancel culture is. I want to speak about this, or whatever you would like to call it, right? Canceling people. So I want to say this, and I want to say this in the most honest and just, because I was thinking about this today, and I've spoken about a video a long time ago. While I was walking, I'd said at one point, I said that, you know, a lot of the time we choose to convict or bring down people who are popular in social media. We choose to bring down these people who are popular in social media, and they're the ones who are worthy of this conviction, we kind of make it seem, because they're the ones who are in the eyes of the public, right? And that's something where I was speaking about that while I was walking. I was thinking about that at one point. Why? You know, but another person who does the same exact thing as somebody who might be quote unquote canceled, and it's like, you know, that person who's famous, their life is practically, their whole image is like tarnished in the world practically. And this is why it's hard when it comes to, you know, not listening to what the world says, because the world, honestly, I feel like our perspectives and the ways that we choose to look at people, it's very tarnished, you know, because we choose to look at these people who have a strong view and have a strong amount of attention in the world, where we choose to completely beat down and tarnish and take down their image. But when it comes down to somebody who may just be speaking in the comment section, it's not the same thing. But because I feel like, if I'm being honest here, I feel like when it comes to people who have a lot of influence and who have a lot of just popularity, who are known, when we see these people, we kind of honestly treat them like robots, like it's a game. I think about it sometimes when it comes to like sports, or when it comes to content, or when it comes to music. Anything where somebody's working to offer something into the world. You know, if somebody's a basketball player, you know, we'll look at them, and like I said, this is just me being honest. I feel like we'll look at them and we'll say, you know, oh, well, he's trash. Oh, well, he's not doing this. He don't know how to do this right. He don't know. Like, we're kind of viewing them, and it's like, you know, it's like kind of man to man, you know, or anything, woman to woman, man to man, anything like that. Why are you choosing to look at this person and judge them based off of their traits? Just as if they're like a robot, as if they're like what is their skill set? Oh my gosh, they suck. Let's go for the next one. Like if it's an item or something, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is the part of the reason why we are so separated as a society. You know, I'm just being honest and saying this, is because we choose to look at people like we choose to look at people like they're robots. And that also comes when it comes to these people who are famous, who may get canceled because they say the wrong thing. Oh, this man said the wrong thing. This man did the wrong thing. This man. And I understand, listen, when it comes to people who do things that are not cool, when it comes to people who do things that are not good, and to any extent, right, it needs to be held accountable for. It is wrong. You should not be, whatever the heck it could be, you know, it should be held accountable for, and that's true. But at the end of the day, what I want to say is, one, I don't feel like it should be held accountable by the entire world, because it's not everybody's business what happened. And for those that it's business that should be happening. And this might seem kind of cliche. Why is he even saying this? Obviously, no, duh. But this is just kind of the way society is jacked up anyways. I get that, but we still got to speak on it, right? And it's like, it's not other people's business what another person's mistakes are, right? And so when we choose to make it our mistakes, it's like we're looking at this person, reviewing them like they're a robot. Oh my gosh, they did this wrong. Oh my gosh, they're put into this cancel category now, and as a person, it's like they don't have those emotions or feelings that may be leading up to why they might have made that mistake, or why they might have done whatever the heck that they did. That honestly, I mean, I guess it depends on the extent, but a lot of the time I feel like we cancel people too as well, because we may be insecure in our own skin. And this is just, like I said, I'm being honest here, we may be insecure in our own skin about some of the things that we've done or we've made mistakes in, or just anything like that. So we choose to look and say, wow, this person needs to be canceled for what they did, because it makes us feel better about ourselves for the mistakes that we've made, because it's like it's implanted on somebody else now. It's like, so you want to put another person down because you already feel down about yourself. I'm just saying that just as a thought, right? Because I'm a believer in unity. I speak about this before. I have the Movement of Unity series, and I'm just a believer in unity in general, right? And so when I'm saying I'm a believer in unity, I'm saying that I'm a believer in bringing and unifying our society, our communities, right? And so when we choose to, look at other people and kind of treat them as if they're like robots, if they're famous, if they do the wrong thing, and they get put in this specific pointing category. Now, honestly, it's like if that was a family member of yours that might have made that same mistake or might have done that same thing that's not cool, if you're somebody who truly loves that person and truly cares about that person, like even I, you know what I'm saying? And we, as the body of Christ, are called to, and that's from my end, I believe in Christ, right? And as the body, because we're called to love our neighbor, right? And the part of what love is, whether it's family or whether it's just another person, is to show them that love and show them that understanding. Don't treat them like an outsider. Don't treat them like they're an outcast, like they're a piece of garbage for anything they did. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was a family member who you love, you wouldn't do the same thing about that, right? And regardless of the fact, I believe that in my belief, we all should be loving our neighbors, right? And the part of that, I'm not going to sit here and say you need to accept this person into your life or all this deep stuff like, oh my gosh, you have to fix this person. It's not your job. When, to be honest, you don't even know the person that might be making this mistake or problem that we put in this cancel culture. But I believe what we need to start doing a little bit more is understanding people in general when it comes to why do things happen, not even in the matter of the extent of it, but why do people do these things? Because these things are never going to change if we don't work to address the problems. If we don't work to address the problems going on in society, right? And if we don't choose to address the problems that people are, and the things that people are doing, my apologies if the mic is sounding a little crazy too, but if we don't choose to address these things that are going on, then these things are going to continue whether we choose to cancel the person that made this mistake or not. Canceling or just looking at a person, like that's like looking at a person saying, you gotta stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're doing this wrong. You gotta stop doing that. What the heck is wrong with you? And then they don't stop doing what's wrong. Just like in society, when we choose to cancel one person who did something wrong and say, oh my gosh, they're jacked up, frick them, the next person that might end up doing the same thing, it's not going to stop them. Part of what will help lead to us making a change in society with a lot of the negatives that are happening, the negative things that are going on, is for a better desire to understand each other, a better desire to want to show love and understand each other in everything that we do. I feel like that's so important, and that's something that we miss as a society, and a piece of it is because of us choosing to cancel people. So and us choosing to look at people and say, man, this person did this wrong. Like they're a robot, right? And that goes for a lot of things. That goes for just people in general, for what they do, right? Like this person doesn't do this good enough. I don't like them. This person doesn't. We all don't do certain things perfectly. None of us do. But the fact that one person is put into the media and they're popular and they're important or whatever in the media, that's what makes them, I guess, seen and worthy of all this conviction or whatever it is. But another person who's not even known is just like, no, they're just different. No, I don't think that that's right. And when people get into the media, we choose to look at these people like they are robots. And because of it, this is why I feel like a lot of people even, they don't do the right thing, just anything. Like I said, it could just be something normal, right? How about like if a young kid, right, is in a school system, right, or he's in school, right, or just whatever it is, he chooses to do something bad, do something wrong, right, whether it's, hit a desk or toss some food around or some junk, or like, and I would be like, in elementary school, some kids will be over here like throwing food and junk. I'd be having food fights. I'd be sitting there just trying to eat my lunch. Like, what the heck? And it's like a part of why people do these things is because of the fact that nobody worked to understand what is it that's so rebellious about these people. What is it where they want to do these things? What is it? People just looked at them and wanted to control them for what they were doing rather than understanding why are they doing that in the first place. So I think a part of it is we have to start having a higher level of understanding, in my opinion, about each other. Right, and I say this all the time, but I'm just saying it again because it's been on my mind lately. When we choose to put down people for their sin and their problems and what they do wrong, it's just I feel like we end up being put in a place and position where things don't change. Because, with judging other people does not come change. With what comes change is understanding, and that's what I see. Right, what comes, it's like when it comes down to like God, and God making a change in my life, it doesn't come down to him saying, you gotta stop that. It comes down to God, like I said, digging into the dirt that I may have going on within my life and understanding me and sitting there and showing love. Christ showed love, right? Christ walked with the people and the people who were poor in spirit, right? And it wasn't all about this, how incredible, how great are you, how mighty are you in what you're doing, right? And all this stuff, whatever it is. No, it was about it was about the people who were poor in spirit, right? And that's what we have to make it more about, you know what I'm saying? Rather than making it about the people who are doing everything right for whatever you're viewing or your whatever. Instead, or our whatever, we have to start making it about the people in terms of understanding and in love, so we can actually work to make changes rather than just work to convict or work to just judge each other for the things that we do wrong. Instead, let's work to understand each other, whether somebody's famous or whether somebody's just a random person, anything, right? Let's not sit here and act like all of this is making change and us looking at everybody and saying, this is what, how about let's dig into why is this happening? Why are crazy things happening in the world? Why are problems happening? Rather than this is terrible, stop. How about why is it happening? So then we can actually start to understand what's leading to these bad problems, and we can start to eliminate the bad problems because we work to understand them. I have 10 seconds left on the camera. I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you and God bless you. Have an amazing morning, evening, and night. You take care, and thank you and God bless you. Thank you.